What's up, guys? This is the Board Game Roamer, and I'm here with an unboxing. This is Alien Artifacts, uh, created by Marcin Roca and Iola Kajowska, if I said that right. If not, I apologize. Um, this game is published by none other than our friends at Portal Games. And also, Rodney Smith has a watch it played video for how to play this. So definitely you're going to want to check that out at some point. Alien Artifacts is not a new game, but a game that I caught and I had seen before, and I wasn't really sure about it, and I had just kind of glossed over it, passed it by, and I saw it in a playthrough by Ant Lab Games, and I was intrigued, and I did a check on it, and it actually does have solo play as well, which is awesome. And there is a Discovery expansion pack for it, which is good. It adds some additional things. So I got it in, and I wanted to share it with you guys, let you take a look at it, and hopefully I will be doing a playthrough soon on it. I just finished up Firefly finally. Had a great time with that, so I'm looking forward to get to some smaller, quicker games, something not quite as large scale, because that was pretty massive. But yeah, that's where we're at. So without further ado, folks, let's check out this bad boy. It is a card game. All right, it's not miniatures. It's not anything like that. Doesn't really have a board. It is a card game for 10 plus. It says 2 to 5, but I believe that there are actually solo. I think you can play it solo. I guess if not, we'll play a two-player game. I was thinking that I saw somewhere where it actually has solo rules. Alright, so this is the box. You can see on the back, basically, you're building ships, you're developing technology using resources, and you're trying to, in the end, it's ultimately points, but there's a lot of different ways to do that. So let's start with the top here. So here are some, I believe this is logistics. Let's see, actions. Yep, so this is like your action cards for the players. Then you've got some credits. Some for, I believe this is to do with, if I remember right, making some things cheaper depending on the technology. So just a little bit of cardboard there. And then we've got our rule book, and there's a turnover view here on the back. Talks a little bit about all the different cards, key terms. Here's the rule book. You can see a lot of text, but it does look like there's a lot of pictures, right, and icons kind of explaining how to do everything, so that's awesome. I like that. Cool. So there we go. Now here are, oh wow, what is that? That is a weird texture. I mean, it's neat, but that's a weird texture. Here are the basically who you're going to play as. And these are the player boards, and I believe all of these entries on the side are the same. Yeah. So this kind of this tells you kind of what you can do with these, and this is your player board. The sides are both the same, right? There's just a male and female side. There is your bank. You can have up to 15 credits. That's how you're going to buy cards and create these technologies. So you've got Community, Bionics, the League, Clone Clans, Star Union. This is the point tracker with a pretty cool art on the back. Then you've got, yep, so there's your 1, 2, 3, up to 6 players. And here's a place for your cards. I'm not really 100% sure what that is. Here's some score markers and some bank markers. Each each group. All right. Oh, these are interesting. These aren't shrink. They're in this little deal right here. So at the beginning of the game, each faction has a setup card that's going to give you some number of cards in play or out of play, depending on what it is, right? And that's going to set you up. And then on the back side, it's going to have a special skill. So each faction has a special skill that they can do. For example, Star Union spend 10 combat to gain 1 ship, ignore the assembly limit. Then they score slightly differently. So each faction has a different kind of objective, all right, in the end. Then we have, what are these? Oh, I think these are just extra resource cards. Then we have alien systems. These are specialized cards that if you attack the system, these are a little bit tougher, all right, and depending on when you do attacks, you get different things. You may lose your ship, or you may gain some money, or both, all right? So it just really depends on what you happen to draw. It's just a different way to get points. Then we have defense plans. So these are whenever you attack, you as a player can get these cards. These cards are going to let you defend. In some cases, it's going to let you damage. In some cases, if you have enough power, you're going to gain some things, put in blockades, things of that nature. So there's ways to get these. Then you have these alien artifact cards. These are special cards. For the most part, I believe most of these, I don't know this for a fact, but I believe most of these are one-off, but very, very powerful cards. So that's what those are. Then you've got, here we go. All these like that. Let's go over here first. So then you got some, oh, look at that. Then you got some different cards here, and I'm going to set these, I'm going to pull these out. Okay, I think that's what I was saying. So you have defense plans, that, resource cards. So you have 3 different types of cards. There's planets, there's technology, and then there's ships. Planets help you get resources. Technology, also help you get resources. And then there's ships that you can use to attack with. So here's an example of a ship, and they give you some benefits. This is the operational side. All these cards have a operational side and a logistics side. And you can, when you build these, you can flip them either way, all right, and they're going to give you different bonuses. There's some symbology about how to score depending on what cards you draw with these symbols and such. So that's part of it. So there's all kinds of different ships. The art is similar on some of them, but there are different ones. The backs are all different. Cyclops, Pathfinder, Mayana, Professor somebody, Tongue, Momentum, Pandora, Frenia. So there's all these different ships, which is cool. Then you've got all this tech. So for instance, the strategic assault program, when you start an offensive, gain 1 victory point and 3 money. Here's an example. And there's power and diversification. When you attack, choose 1 attacking ship, draw 2 resource cards and choose the higher attack value for this. So different ways to augment. On one side, ongoing effects. On the other side, there are points to score immediately, and then an in-game scoring here on the end. So that can you can use that to build towards something. And again, all these cards have different symbols. So there's this symbol here, and there's that symbol there, right? So there are all kinds of different symbols for the different things they do. Planet, tech, and combat, sort of. You can really kind of think of it like that almost. So that's what those do. And then you've got, I'm going to have to use this on it. Oh, here we go. So here's a ton more ships Right, again, ton more ships. Okay. So let's go right there. Then we've got planets. So when you exploit a planet, there's ways to exploit it to put more resources out there, or you can flip it over, and if it is on its logistics side, it basically generates some automatic resources for you that constantly are there. So what you're going to find is it very much ramps up, and some of these are in technology, some of these are planets, all right. Costs reduced. What you're going to find very quickly is that things get expensive. It starts out, and basically, ultimately what happens, I'm just making sure I've got these all in the right place. Ultimately what happens is anytime you build, okay, you're basically making it more and more and more and more expensive every time you build, all right. So the other set of cards are resource cards. All the resource cards have a number between 1 and 4. They'll have some variable number of symbols on the top and the bottom, different symbols, different amounts. Depending on the card, they can be one of the 3 kind of currencies that you're going to use to be able to create, buy, and implement these cards. All right, but also they'll have these symbols on the card, and that's for scoring these. All right, so that is definitely part of it. So you'll have a bunch of these, and you'll be drawing these. It's a pretty thick deck, so I'm going to open these up. Get this other pack. I believe all the rest of these other packs are in fact these cards. Yeah, all resource cards. So you can see lots of different resource cards, different values. There's a 2. So the symbols are used for purchasing cards, putting them in the kind of the ready state, and then eventually putting them into production in either a logistical or exploitive manner into your empire. And then the numbers in the center are used for combat. So when you attack with a ship, whether you're attacking a player or you're attacking the alien system, that's the number that you'll use for combat. So that's what those are for, and I believe, looking here, looking, just making sure, see if I'm right. Oh, we got some more. These aren't all resource cards, so there's a few more planet cards right there. And all kinds of different cards. And here's more resource cards. Also, you have these kind of wild currencies as well, so those do exist. All right, and yeah, so that is, yeah, that's that. So let's look right quick also at the expansion. So this is an expansion. It's called the Discovery Expansion Pack. It is adds some more cards. There's a new resource called an alien resource. There's new ships, technologies, and planets. This is an add-on, okay? So you do have to have the base game for this, obviously, but you just have the base game. As far as I know, this is the only other expansion that's out there. So that is something to keep in mind. Alright. So here's the rules. Alright. It's going to talk about that in a little fold-out sheet. I won't open it all the way up. But you can add those to the base game. And then here's some new cards. And I'm going to open these up just to give you a quick look. Don't think it's anything way different. Always like expansions, always adding more options. So there's a technology card, Xenium implementation program, and of course, obviously, these cards are very much going to be based on play off each other with this new type of resource. But I'm going to go ahead. I like to put these in there together. and then if I need to separate them out later, I will. But we've got all kinds of stuff here. Lots of these resources, which I'm going to check out in just a second. You got a lot of cards. And I read the back, it didn't seem like there's really that many cards. Wow, that just looks, wow. That just looks not good. Somebody's having a bad day. Pretty cool. Alright, so here's some Xenium cards. I guess you must do something special to get these cards. And be able to do special things, produce additional things, damage things that you'd normally not be able to damage, etc. So that's cool. And yep. Let's take a quick, let me look at this here. We're going to open this up, try to open this up without ripping it. Gain the permanent, so we can settle the planets, we get bonuses. Makes it cheaper to get alien artifacts with these Xenium planets, that's pretty cool. Ships. Yeah, and then of course there's new types, alien resource type, and then production bonus. Cool. We'll have to definitely check that out. I don't want to get too much into how it's played, but that's all that is. And like I said, it's going to add, as you can see here, it's going to add some additional ships and planets to the mix, which is cool. We like ships and planets. But that is Alien Artifacts and the Discovery expansion. And I'm trying to do this quick because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure this will all fit in the box. I don't have a whole lot left. Just have a handful of cards and the chits there, and then of course these special cards. So yeah, everything will fit back in the box, even with the expansion, with a little bit of room to spare, which is awesome because that does not always happen. But that's it for now. Nice, short, sweet, simple. We'll definitely try to get this to the table soon and see how it plays. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you have specific questions about this, definitely go check out, whoops, I gotta let you read it right. Watch It Played. He has a video on how to play this, so definitely check him out to learn the rules for the base game. I do not believe he covers the expansion. But at any rate, this is the Board Game Roamer. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. My friends, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.